Okay, I want to start this timer, and here we go. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching this presentation on Bisq. The title of this subject is Bisq, the decentralized exchange, where you can be your own bank and your own currency, cryptocurrency exchange with a decentralized crypto to fiat application. My name is Douglas, or Doug. Also, my friends call me D Wolf. I reside in the Northwest. My profession is a freelance JavaScript and Python engineer. I develop websites and work on blockchain architecture. Uh, I consult through technical talks specifically on decentralized and crypto exchanges similar to Bisq, and I coordinate and help educate with crypto and blockchain communities worldwide. I'm always seeking new cryptocurrency and blockchain programming projects to be a part of, and currently working on the blockchain monetary ecosystem managed by synthetic artificial intelligence and machine learning mechanisms in order to engineer a financial trading bots that identify arbitrage that buy and sell for the future of Bisq platforms through their upcoming daemons and APIs. What I do currently, current projects, I'm working on a green bot which controls the managing of all trades with exchanges, buying and selling and hold orders. The goal of this particular project is to detect profitable arbitrage bots that are capable of buying and selling different cryptocurrencies without human intervention. So, we are pretty much fed up with the centralized exchanges, the Coinbase, the ones that require you to KYC, and they mandate that you share your private hotkeys. So we're going to make our own crypto exchange. The first thing you're probably asking is, what exactly is Bisq? Bisq is an open source, peer to peer, decentralized crypto exchange application that allows you to buy and sell cryptocurrencies in a two key handshake exchange for national fiat currencies and back again. It requires no KYC or AML, so no know your customer information or anti-money laundering registration is not required. You do not require, it doesn't require a driver's license. You don't have to take a picture of yourself. You don't have to give away any sensitive information about yourself. You do not have to share your hot crypto wallet with a third party exchange like you do need to share your hot crypto wallet with Coinbase or any other exchange that you register with. You and you alone are responsible and in charge of these very, very sensitive pieces of information. And it's built in a trustless mechanism, which means you do not have to trust anybody else, or the buyer, or you being the seller. It takes a resource, bonded, secured, a fee paid by in Bitcoin or BQS, the maker of the and the taker, to ensure trade success and to complete the trade. The pro and the con of the Bisq crypto exchange, or any decentralized crypto exchange. Bisq just happens to be the one that we're working with right now. The pros are, you control your private keys, which means your hot private keys that you would originally have to share with an exchange, you get to have complete control over that. You also control the exchange trade mechanism, so you can pick and choose what trades from what buyers that you want to get, or what sellers you want to sell from. You have control of the matching. You are the matching algorithm, where a centralized exchange would do that in your stead. And you control your personal identity. This is probably the most important one. You have complete control of your ID. You don't have to take a snapshot. You don't have to do anything with your ID. If you want to give them your name, that'd be fine. But the way it's identified is through a onion address, and we can get to that a little bit later. But basically, it's your it's who you are on the exchange, but nobody can decipher that onion address is attached to Doug or Frank or whatever. Now, the cons, and there are cons of the Bisq decentralized crypto exchange. It's not super easy to use like Coinbase, but it's moderately easy to use. The matching and the trading implementation is primarily done by the makers, and that's the people that are selling, and the takers, people that are buying. So you're responsible for your own matching. The trades can be slow relatively to a centralized exchange, and there's a security reason for that, mostly because of the chargebacks for fiat. But if you're not exchanging in fiat, then it's quicker because there's no risk of chargeback. But in order to put up for the trade, you have to put up a security deposit in BTC or BSQL to lubricate and secure the trade. This has to be in your hot wallet initially before you can even attempt to trade. The system will pay out in fiat payment types, and this is the protocols that the banking industry utilizes for your fiat money. So some examples of the national bank transfer is what most U.S. banks would utilize. SEPA if you're in the UK. There's Western Union. There's Uphold if you're utilizing the for the BAT tokens. So there's kind of a whole conglomerate there. They're expanding all the time, but with dealing with fiat and the banking system, it's kind of it's not well defined as much as crypto. Trading details with the fiat trades to discourage fraud in fiat transactions. Bisq imposes limits on the trade amounts. These limits are derived from the payment method's chargeback risk, its signing status, and its age, when you've incepted it. The time you created the Bitcoin account within the Bisq client. There are no limits to the number of trades that you can do. So you can make as many trades as you want, but the amount per trade is limited, especially for earlier accounts. For most bank-based payment methods, like SEPA or Zelly, the maximum trade size is typically 0.25 BTC. For services like Perfect Money or Alipay, it's a whole Bitcoin. There are a little bit more details in the trading. The lower risk payment methods start to age as soon as they are created in Bisq. So when you create such a payment account, and we'll get that in our demonstration, in Bisq, its trade limit will be 25% of the full trade limit. After a 30-day inception period, the trade limit will increase to 50% of the full trade limit, and after 60 days of vetted days, the total will increase to 100% of the full trade limit. Higher risk payment accounts must be signed by the trusted peer in order to start aging. Until the signing, they are limited to buying about 0.01 BTC. And note that selling limits for higher risk payment methods are not affected by signing and follow regular account aging. Alt trades. If you're dealing with alt trades, you are already in the crypto ecosystem. Aging and seasoning of trading accounts become less necessary. As for the only reason for doing so was because of the chargeback risk that the bank side imposes. Since altcoins do not have a chargeback risk, aging account is not needed. So as a result, the altcoin trades can be traded up to 2 Bitcoins and are allowed from day one. The big item behind a decentralized system is trusting the trustless. The USD does not trust Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't trust the USD. Libra doesn't trust Bitcoin, and nobody trusts anybody in this game. So, in order to alleviate the trust issue, you have to stake the trade on Bisq with BTC, and this is essentially your security deposit. The security deposits create incentives for both the buyer and the seller to follow the rules of Bisq's trading protocol. They are locked into a multi-sig escrow along with Bitcoin being traded, and are returned to each user once the trade completes successfully. If the trade is disputed, it used to be an arbitrator, but now there's kind of a mediator, and there's a communication between the buyer and the seller with the newer versions of Bisq. So this is a little bit old. Some of the party's security deposit may be awarded to the counterparty, and this would be an example of a protocol violation, which is most often buyers failing to pay the seller, or sellers failing to acknowledge the buyer's receipt of payment. It's usually along those lines, and most of the Bisq trades complete without any problems. So it's very rare that, if you're going to buy or sell, you're kind of there to buy and sell. Now, how long does the trade take? The trade duration is typically determined by the transfer times of currencies you're using. National currency transfers can be instant, in the case of faster payment, or it can take a few days in the case of a SEPA banking protocol. This is a legacy condition of the banks and its encumbering regulations, which typically slowly inhibit those types of trades. Typically, Bitcoin transactions take 10 minutes to confirm at least one node, and confirmation is required before the buyer or the taker can send the fiat or altcoins. Altcoin fiat periods are always 1 day, and of course only an hour for the altcoins instant trades. And now we're getting to the area of the sample demo, and in this case it's going to be a SEPA trade. So the situation is, Bob wants to buy Bitcoins from Alice with USD using Zelly. He has to submit his BTC deposit fees, and it's not 2 to 3 multi-sig, it's 2 to 2. And Alice has to submit the trade amount that's going to be purchased by Bob, and also the deposit in the trading fees as well. So both the buyer and the seller, the maker and the taker, have to put up a security deposit. Bob will send $300 to the bank through the Zelly protocol, which will be received by Alice. Once Alice receives those funds and acknowledges those funds, she has to take an action to release her Bitcoin, and all is well. That's basically the overgloss of how it does. Let's get into the details. So the first thing you have to do when you install Bisq is you have to create what's called a payment account. And this account is essentially an account that's attached to the fiat method that you want to pay. The dialogue is just basically opening up a new account. You'll have the select the account name, the payment method, the name. All the blanks have to be filled in. Then you can go to the available offers that are on the table. So when you want to buy the BTC, you can choose from several offers. There's a price for the BTC for one BSQL. There's the BTC, the min and the max that's available. There's the payment method, which altcoins or altcoin instance. In this particular case, there could be different depending on the sellers that are available. Then you have to go through the payment info. So typically, you set the amount that you want to buy, the price in BTC for one BSQL, the amount that you will spend, and the possible range. In this particular case, BSQL is utilized. And if you don't know what BSQ is, it's a colored coin of Bitcoin. So the Bisq platform is built on top of BTC. It will flag you that you need to fund your trade. It will give you all the particular data points on that, the security deposit, the trading fee that's involved, the mining fees that you're paying the miners. Once all that is implemented, you actually fund your trade, or you would fund your wallet. So you can get this from an external wallet, or if you have BTC or BSQ already on the hot wallet that comes with that, you can utilize that as well. Then you'll get a summary sheet telling you the offer, the details, and it will give you the contract terms and conditions. And this is the no bullshit hour. If you're going to confirm, you confirm. Make sure you follow through with it. Then you would go to the portfolio, and the portfolio is basically the log of the trading process that's happening. It will give you all the details, the market, the price, the amount in BTC, the payment methods, and your role. It would wait for a blockchain confirmation. It will flag you with an attention required. When it has one, you can do it with one confirmation, but 6 is like super secure. If you're not running your own node, it's going to go and find out a node that's available. Running out of time here. Once that's done, now you start the payment, and you have about a day to implement the payment. Sometimes it's longer depending on the type of payment method utilized. Then you'll get to the wallet balance, send the funds. After the funds is sent, there will be a waiting period until the payment has arrived, and you wait for the seller's payment confirmation. And once that confirmation is done, your total exchange is completed. And that's it. That's the whole deal on how you can work this exchange. Now, these were just sample data and a sample slideshow. There's some other information about Bisq. There's the Bisq. It is open source, so it's available on GitHub, on the Bisq network. I also included a few other URL sources that I think would be very helpful to you. There's the Bitcoin Q&A on decentralized exchanges with Fiat, and that's talked about by Andreas Antonopoulos. And if you don't follow him, follow him. He's like the Jesus of Bitcoin as far as I'm concerned. He goes into very technical details in a very human way. There's the liquid sidechain based settlement networks for traders and exchanges. The Bisq Foundation is incorporating this into their mechanisms, and this was just like announced like a few days ago at the time of this recording. And there's another link that I think would be very interesting, especially if you're going more and more into the decentralized world, is the Open Bazaar. Now, the Open Bazaar is a crypto exchange for material goods, for commerce. So it's close to mirroring a lot of the Bisq's principles, but it's a general purpose marketplace, and it's not a specialized currency exchange. You might want to check that one out as well. Anyway, that's the end of my presentation. My name is DWolf. I can be contacted at Kuhn_on_cash. And my email is kuhn.on.cash with a K @gmail.com. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day and have fun with your cryptocurrency.